What's going on, everybody? It's Professor Gnome, and today we're going to be taking a look at Orthworm EX. I'm going to end up saying Earthworm a lot, not Orthworm, but whatever. The ability that it has is a ton of fun, where it has the Pumbling Payback ability, where if this Pokemon is damaged by an attack of your opponent's Pokemon, even if it is knocked out, you put 2 damage counters on your opponent's active Pokemon for as many metal energy as it has. So it's going to have 4 energy on it already just to attack with, so you're going to be doing a total of 20, 40, 60, 80 damage, which is pretty big, but you can hit really high numbers with how many you can stack up. And the way that we're going to do this, the easiest, is that we're going to do it with Metang, having the Metal Maker ability, where once during your turn, you can look at the top 4 cards of your deck, attach any number of basic metal energy you find there to any of your Pokemon in any way you like, and then put the rest of the cards in the bottom of the deck. So we're going to be able to get through our deck pretty quickly. We're going to be able to power up a whole bunch of these and kind of be really, really disruptive for our opponent. One of the other things that we're going to do is that we're going to have the Bravery Charm, where we add 50 HP to our basic Pokemon. So that's going to help us survive a couple of more attacks, turn 1 hits into 2 hits, and things like that. We also have the Full Metal Lab, where our metal Pokemon take 30 less damage from attacks, which is also nice. Comboing that together with like a Bravery Charm and things like that can be really, really disruptive for our opponent. Force them to have to hit us multiple times in order to get a KO, and that helps us a lot. My ace-spec of choice is actually the Survival Brace. I've seen a lot of different builds that you can run the new Bomb, you can run a Hero's Cape, there's a bunch of different options, but the Survival Brace has actually been kind of working out pretty well, where what it does is that if the Pokemon this card is attached to has full HP and would be knocked out by an attack from your opponent, it's not knocked out and then you survive with 10 HP. This is actually pretty good because one of the things that ends up happening too is that unfortunately Orthworm has only 220 HP, which is very, very low and very easy to be KO'd. So the having to be full HP part doesn't really matter to us all that much. We can put that on, survive an attack, and typically anything that attacks us we'll be able to knock out once we kind of get the follow-up damage and things like that. So we put ourselves in a pretty good position with Survival Brace, and then also it just gives us an additional turn, which is nice to kind of do what we want to do and get another Earthworm set up in the background. As a single prize backup attacker, we also run Zamazenta, since it has the Retaliate attack, where if one of your Pokemon were knocked out during your opponent's last turn, then the attack does 120 more, so you hit for 220. And that's really nice to either finish off a big target like EX, or if we just want to be able to knock something out, have a single prizer and things like that. But yeah, that's going to be the deck. Be sure to let me know what you think of the list and any changes that you would make. Be sure to check out the list. It's down in the description. If you want to play it for yourself, you're more than welcome to do that. Feel free to copy it over there. There's also a link to our community Discord down there as well, so if that's something you want to be a part of, feel free to go there as well. And lastly, I want to give a shout out to the channel members. Thank you so much for that added level of support. I really appreciate it, so thank you so much for that. Then lastly, as always, if you like the video, you like the list, all that kind of stuff, and you're interested in future content, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, all that kind of YouTube stuff and all that. And I'll end my intro here and jump into game number 1 in a second. I'll see you guys there. Peace. Alright, we're into game number 1, and our opponent's going to be going first. We're both going to mulligan here. We'll see what we're able to find. We get a Beldum, which isn't too exciting. We are up against Charizard, which is not too bad for us. We have some energy here. We'll probably, depending on what we draw, we can always like Ultra Ball away an energy, whatever we draw, and kind of go from there. We'll have to wait and see though. We'll also have to see how like impactful our opponent's turn was, and the answer was not very. So we'll go Buddy Poffin here, grab a Bidoof and a Beldum. We'll Arven here, grab Nest Ball, and grab one Bravery Charm for now. We can Nest Ball out our Orthworm. Play the Bravery Charm down. Go Buddy Poffin for one more Beldum, just to get that in play. And then what I think I'm gonna do is we'll attach one energy here to the Orthworm. Pass. Next turn, we'll go Ultra Ball, get rid of whatever we draw in the energy to get our Bibarel. Once we have Bibarel, we can draw ourselves like a whole new hand because we can go Super Rod to put the energy we're about to discard back, just since we're, we can actually hold on to it. I was gonna say to thin out our hand even more, but we don't really need to. They go Rare Candy Charizard here. That's fine with us, because even if they knock out the Beldum here, doesn't really matter. If anything, if we get lucky enough that we get like double Metang in, we can get the first attack off, and that'll put us in a really good position. So we'll see if they choose to attack or not. I mean, they probably will, but that's honestly fine by me. Yep, there's a Blazing Darkness for 180. We'll be able to bring in Orthworm. We get another energy, so yeah, I think we're gonna go Ultra Ball here, discard 2 energy, grab ourselves the Bibarel, place that down, and then we're gonna Super Rod all those energy back into the deck and the Beldum. We can go Incisors here, where we'll go. We'll attach 1 energy here. We'll Ultra Ball for 1 and 1. Grab ourselves 1 Metang. Place that down. We'll Metal Maker. We do get the 2 energy, which is really big. Attach both of those. And then we can drop the Iono after. Get ourselves another hand to work with, where we get another Metang, which is pretty good for us. We'll be able to Metal Maker 1 more time, where we get 2 energy. Attach all those. We can Rock Tomb. And now, no matter what, we'll be able to knock out the Charizard on the following turn, so we can look to just build up a new Orthworm, stack as many energy on it as possible, and then look for the Survival Brace. So we'll probably go Arven here, use Arven to get 1 more Nest Ball, go Orthworm after, and then we can manually attach the energy to that, then, you know, double Metal Maker, try to get as many energies as possible. Pummeling Payback for 120, which does put it in KO range. We actually get our Survival Brace there, which is very nice. So again, we can go Arven here, grab the Nest Ball. Nest Ball for a new Orthworm. Slap the energy down. Slap the Survival Brace down. We can go Metal Maker. We get one. Get that attached. Metal Maker again. Get another energy. Get that attached. And then we'll draw with the barrel, see if we get anything useful. We do get our stadium. That's actually pretty nice. So we can Rock Tomb here. Knocking out the Charizard EX. We're in a position as well where they shouldn't be able to knock us out with anything because they don't have another Charizard prepared, which is obviously very nice for us. We aren't going to complain about that. We do get another Nest Ball, so we can actually prepare ourselves a backup where we can go for the Zamazenta. Get that prepared as well. There's a Super Rod, which we'll probably just put back. I was going to say the Charizard and the 2 energy. And then they're going to flip the script. Oh, they go Unfair Stamp. I keep the research, so that's actually pretty nice. Depending on what they do, I could honestly go Boss's Orders here and knock out the Charmander and just keep them kind of like stuck in this position. And that might be what I want to go for. If they play down 2, then I won't. I'll just attack into the Pheasantipity. So that way I can boss that later. I think is going to have to be my play. They go Counter Catcher. That's also fine. Because I have the Survival Brace already attached. I'm going to be able to live any individual attack. I can just stack on energies onto this. They go Instant Charge. If I could find Iono, that would be pretty big. We do not. I think at this point, I Arven for a Nest Ball again. Nest Ball out the Zamazenta. And then I just look for energies. There's 2. For now, I can just put 1 energy onto this, 1 energy onto this. We missed, but that's okay. I can Rock Tomb for 150 here. Pretty much what the goal here is going to be, ideally, is like, so they're going to go Charizard here. They're going to place 2 energy onto the Zard, 1 on the Pheasantipity, retreat this out, bring in the Charizard, attack into me. I'm going to live that attack. I'm going to drop some damage down. I can boss up the Pheasantipity after, knock this out, go down to 2 prize cards. They have to attack into me again, do even more damage to themselves, and then I get to bring in Orthworm and finish off the Charizard. Is pretty much what the play is going to be. Okay, actually, that's a really good play on their part. I can't complain about that. That was actually very smart. I mean, it's still fine though, because we have the boss's orders, and we can literally just boss up like the Duskull if we want to, or like a random Pidgey or something like that after we deal with this Charizard. So we're in a very, like, pretty much the exact same position, and we're just looking for one more energy onto the Zamazenta. So we'll see what they choose to go for. Their best play would be to go for Duskull here. Play the Duskull down, pop that. We'll be down at 2 prize cards, but then it would negate our Survival Brace, which is what they're going to go for, which will give them 2 more prizes on this turn. But then it means we won't need the boss's orders. Wait, why didn't they use the Duskull? Unless their plan is to use the Duskull on the following turn to pop this and try to take 2 prizes on the same turn. Which is definitely possible. We're going to go Metal Maker here. We get the 1 energy. I think that what the play will be from here is just a boss's orders, the Dusclops, to remove that as a possibility. Make them have to find another one. So we can Rock Tomb here. It forces them to have to find another Duskull. Or Dusclops, rather. If they attack into me, they take another 80 damage. If they take another 80, we can bring in Zamazenta and be able to close out the game. Which works in our favor. So they're just trying to thin their deck out. They go Iono here for another 5. If they get into another Dusclops, then they'll be in a pretty decent position. But they shouldn't really be able to. But also, now that we have the boss's orders, it really doesn't matter because, again, we have Zamazenta powered up. If they knock us out, we can boss up the Rotom, bring in Zamazenta, and go from there. And that's why this card is so busted. Our opponent didn't really play the best, though. I talk about this all the time, but, like, if you're playing Charizard, you need to make sure you're prioritizing getting your Pidgey on board. If, like, you're not doing that, you're really just, like, hurting yourself at that point. So, they don't really do anything here. Well, Metal Maker, I don't think I even have any more energy in the deck. I'm pretty positive. Metal Maker again. Yeah, I don't. We'll go Industrious Incisors here. We'll just Rock Tomb, put the damage down onto the Charizard. So that also becomes a boss target. Something that we can KO with Zamazenta or our other Orthworm. I mean, they could go Dusclops here. Like, Rare Candy Dusclops, drop the... They go Pidgeot. I was going to say, because if they go Dusknoir here, use Dust Noir, pop the Orthworm in the back. That's 2 prizes. They go down to 3. They knock this out, they would go down to 1. But if they have Blair, they could drop that. Or did they? No, they already Arven, so they couldn't do that. I'm trying to think if there's like a way out for them. Like, taking 5 prizes in this turn is going to be difficult. So this is going to be the rare candy for the Dust Noir. They can use that to pop the bench. Or they could pop the active. But then they're still stuck in, like, the same situation. So here's the Curse Blast. We'll see what they choose. So they do take out the one on the bench for another 2 prizes. We get 1 from the Dust Noir, making our options even easier with Zamazenta, because it gives us just more targets to boss. They shouldn't have a way to pop anything else. Even if they run Counter Catcher and they knock out the Zom, it won't matter. There's Luminion, but didn't they already play the Arven this turn? I thought they did, didn't they? Yeah. They forgot they played Arven, I think. Because if they were able to play the Blair on this turn, that would go so crazy. Man, this is really the power of Boss's Orders, though. It's like, they really did, like, re-clutch out this game, right? Like, they played really well at the end here. They should have prioritized playing Pidgeot a lot sooner to get themselves into, like, better pieces. And the fact that they didn't kind of put them in this position where it's going to be, like, it's near impossible now for them to make the comeback. But because I have Boss's Orders, like, I just have this card, there's, like, nothing they can do. Like, the game's just kind of over. And that's kind of sad. Boss's Orders is just an incredibly powerful card. But that's going to be game 1. We get our last Super Rod, which would have come in handy for additional benefits. But it just is what it is. We're going to take that. Very good play by our opponent towards the end to kind of like try to clutch out the game. It just didn't really work out for them. But yeah, that's going to be game number 1, and we'll jump into game number 2 in a moment. Peace. Alright, we're into game number 2, and our opponent's going to be going first. We get ourselves our Orthworm and some energy. We do get a Buddy Poffin as well, which is nice. We see water energy and some Buddy Poffins. Interesting. Doesn't tell us a ton of what we're up against. But we'll see in a moment. I hate to discard my Super Rod, but... Oh. Interesting. There's a Nest Ball for, what, just another one of these things? Frigibacks. Got it. Okay. So it's just gonna be like this thing mass hydro pumping. So we'll go 1 and 1. I'm gonna attach here. I hate to discard everything I'm about to, but I need a better hand than that. That works out very well. So I can place that. Place one more. I will have the Ultra Ball for next turn to get myself a barrel, and I will have both of my Metangs, so that's very good. As well as another energy to attach to the Orthworm. I obviously lose out on Boss's Orders, which is pretty broken. And I do lose out on one Super Rod and the Stretcher, but that's not the biggest deal in the world, honestly. For the hand we got, I'll take that trade. Provided we don't get knocked out on this turn, which we shouldn't. Like, that would be kind of insane if we did. Radiant Greninja. We'll see the rare candy for the Baxcalibur in just a moment. They're going to grab themselves 2 more energy. Discard 1. Grab 2. So they're going to plus up a couple cards here. My thing is, how much damage this is really going to do? Just 60 plus 20 more for each. So it's going to be doing 100 damage. And then, yeah, they're going to need a lot. I feel like this is not very efficient. Also, the other thing too is that because it only has 120 HP, it'll probably be like knocking itself out into us more often than not. There's the Ultra Ball for... If they go Baxcalibur here, it doesn't make any sense that they didn't grab it. Okay, so they have to have it in hand. So that's going to be the Bibarel. Lake Liquidity. I mean, that'll help it slightly. It still doesn't really matter. I feel like that card's not the stadium you want to run. Retrieval for 2 more. Wait, what? Why did they... It doesn't make any sense. Because they played Irida. They grabbed the... Oh, they grabbed Greninja, Earthen Vessel. Alright, I just kind of completely disagree with that, but whatever. We're going to go Arven here. We'll grab Nest Ball, and we'll grab Bravery Charm. I'm going to Ultra Ball away the Nest Ball for now, and the energy to grab a barrel. Place that down. Attach the Bravery Charm. Draw myself a new hand. And start going for the Metal Makers. I missed. That's super depressing. Hopefully I can hit 2 here. I do. Clutch. So I can slap these down. I will knock out the active here. Remove that. They do get to move 1 energy, but I don't really care. Greninja's not really like a problem. Also, if you randomly hear that, that's my lawn being cut outside my apartment. I don't think it's loud enough to come up on the mic, but just in case, I figured I'd say something. So, let's see. We need 2 more energy onto the Orthworm to make sure that we KO the What is this thing called again? Veluza? What? Is the U silent, so then it's like Veluza? Whatever. The Barracuda thing. I'm not even gonna try. But yeah, we need 2 more energies attached to the Orthworm to make sure that we're KOing that instantaneously every time it touches us. So we're fine there. We can even go Arven if we want on the next turn to grab ourselves. I mean, do we even need Zamazenta? Probably not. It looks like this game's kind of already over. Our opponent playing something fun, but probably not the best. Though in fairness, it's not like we're playing the highest tier deck imaginable either. So, I mean, they could attach to a Greninja and go, like, putting the damage on the Metangs to try to knock them out later if they, like, really wanted to, but I don't think that gets them anywhere. I think their hand's just awful. Turn themselves a new one. Why go switch there? Wait, I don't understand. Why would you switch? Because then this is just in the active. It's just going to get knocked out, and it's your only, like, active attacker. Like, if anything, let your Greninja get knocked out. Give yourself a chance to draw some more cards and, like, get some sort of offense going, right? Am I crazy? Am I just, like, objectively wrong on that opinion? Alright, so grab these 2 energy. Put one onto the bench, one onto the active. Make sure that that's powered up. We'll go Metal Maker again. Get another hit. I could just go ahead and... Oh, I can't boss the Baxcalibur because I will not be in a position to knock it out because of the stadium. We'll play the Arven here. Grab ourselves a Nest Ball and the Survival Brace. We'll Nest Ball out our Zom for later. And we'll throw the Survival Brace onto this Orthworm. We'll Rock Tomb. Knock that out. Take another prize. Our opponent can't really do anything. I guess we should have held on to the Survival Brace because of the fact that if they bring in Greninja here, they can just use the Moonlight Shuriken to put enough damage on it that it turns it off. But I kind of just threw it down to get it out of our deck and out of our hand because of the fact that it's probably never going to come up regardless. One, we're never even going to get into a position where they're going to be able to attack us. This game is pretty much already over. But also, I feel really confident that even if our opponent was playing well, or, like, got a better hand, this thing's never going to get strong enough to just completely one-shot us. Like, I feel fairly confident in saying that. I don't really understand what this deck is doing. And this card's cool. I don't know how it has any relevance with this, though. I guess you just, like, while you're trying to build this up, you use these as, like, an early game attacker, and then once these are KO'd, you get to move the energy over to this, and then you just play it with, like, a mist energy or something. Is that, like, the play they're going for? Oh, hey, cool. We have our stadium. Because I know that this card with, like, reversal energy is pretty hype. Like, I've seen decks play this with the reversal energy, because if you have the special energy attached, it does 140 more, so you're hitting for, like, 220 or something like that. or like 230, and that's pretty big. And like that's a lot of fun to be able to use as like a single prizer, but outside of that, it's like kind of irrelevant. And I feel like if that's the kind of deck you're going for, where like you're playing a whole bunch of these, then like if you're playing a bunch of Titan, your goal isn't to go Baxcalibur and like set up a whole bunch of energy and stuff like that. Your goal at that point is just to run reversal energy and just like snipe stuff out. Yeah, so there's 90 damage to break the Survival Brace, which is fine. We kind of knew that was going to happen, and again, we don't really care all that much. And 90 damage onto a Metang. Oh, hey, that works even if I'm not in the active. I kind of didn't even really think about that. That's kind of cool. So we'll throw this down. We'll throw down the lab. We'll Metal Maker here. We missed. Metal Maker again. We miss. We just had energy. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. No, we're not yet. We'll drop research here. There's nothing that I really like need. Oh, cool. There's all my energies that I would have wanted. We'll go for the Rock Tomb. Getting the KO there. Grabbing one more prize, which is our Beldum. Honestly, what we'll probably end up doing is just going Iono to shuffle these energy back into our deck. And then we can always like redraw a hand with Bibarel. And at this point, we just like repower up Zamazenta. Because, alright, so they can... Oh, they're going to boss up the Zom. Do they have the reversal energy? Nope. Oh, they're playing Luminous Energy as their special energy of choice. I don't agree with that. The other problem here, too, is they're actually weak to steel, so I could literally leave Zamazenta in and just attack with that and, like, hit for weakness. Which is unfortunate for them. Like, that's, you know, not something they can predict, that they're going to run into a metal deck, but... I think what I'll do here is I'll literally just drop that. I can go Iono, shuffle these two energy back into the deck. I can go Super Rod here to shuffle another two. Go Metal Maker, where I find one. And I can Metal Maker again, and I either find what I'm looking for, or I can just retreat. I find more than what I was looking for, which is exciting. That means my Orthworm is powered up, my Zamazenta is powered up. I will have Boss's Orders for the following turn. I can go Incisors here, draw myself a couple more cards. And I can Retaliate. Knocking this out. Grabbing one more prize. Which is another Metang that I don't really care about at this point. And then I'm taking 60 less damage between my Metal Shield ability and the Stadium. Which doesn't really matter because they're going to hit me for much more than that. But if they go for like any other random play, we'll be fine. The game, like I said, is over. This one's kind of just being drug out. Because like they can evolve into this Titan here, use Baxcalibur, draw themselves to, or like place 2 energy down, knock this out, but then we literally just bring Orthworm in, we knock this out after, and then they don't even have like another attacker prepared that can do anything. And even being like 180 hit points won't matter because we're metal, so we just hit them for weakness. So even our Earthworm with its low like base damage on the attack will knock them out anyway. Also, I need a new chair so badly. It just like creaks anytime I move in it. It's just like a random desk chair. But we'll see what our opponent does. They should have, I mean, they have the energy. They can at least get rid of the Zom, not be 6-0'd. Reset. There's a Buddy Poffin to get out the... Oh, wait, yeah, doesn't that thing have like 100 HP or something? Yeah. They were able to draw it off the Bibarel. Now they can go back, place these two down. Wait, what? Is your whole hand energy? What are they doing? If they had energy in hand... Oh, okay, they can power up both. I was so confused. Because it's like... They could have done that way before. But, alright, never mind. I'm not as upset. That play was good. So they got both powered up. Okay. For a second, I genuinely believed that they were just, like, gonna randomly sack this because they had already used the Bibarel to draw. Then I was like, what an incredible waste. But that wasn't the case. They were fine. This is a situation where it'd be funny to boss up the Bibarel, stop them from being able to draw anything, and just like knock them out after. Which I'm gonna do just for the lulz. Just for the memes. We'll go Nest Ball real quick. I guess we can grab ourselves one more. What's up? What else is in our deck? We have a Super Rod and an energy left. Yeah, grab that. We don't need any of these, so really we're just looking for our Super Rod. And we find one energy. And at that point, we'll just slap this on. And we'll go for the Rock Tomb. Knocking out the Bibarel. Grabbing ourselves one energy. Or, sorry, one prize card. Oh, hey, Bravery Charm. Because the whole thing now is, like, even if they go to Titan, right? Which they can bring that in. They'll attack into us. They'll have 2 cards at their disposal. No way to draw. No way to knock us out. So, like, the game is over. Like, officially. Like, there's pretty much nothing they can do at this point. The main reason why we did that as well is, like, 1, the game is over, so it doesn't matter. And it's just funny. But also, 2, because of the fact that, let's say we knock this out, right? We know that they have a backup attacker potentially there. All they would need is a special energy. So they'd be down to 2 cards in hand with the ability to draw up with the barrel, get themselves like a potential play. They had the luminous energy already, so now they'd be in a situation where they'd be able to draw themselves like a whole new hand. We were so close to knocking that out. So we'll go Arven here to grab the Super Rod. We'll Super Rod to throw 3 energy back into the deck. And we'll Rock Tomb for 300 to knock out the final Titan. It's a pretty long game, honestly. Like, it definitely did not need to be this long. But it is what it is. We'll jump into game 3 in a moment. And close it out. And I'll see you guys in game number 3 in just a moment. Peace. Alright, we're into game number 3, and we won the coin flip, so we're going to be going first. We open some fun things here. We get double Metang, or double Beldum, and 2 Earthworms, as well as a Metang. We have the Metal Lab and 1 Energy. Oh, that's so fun. We're up against Iron Thorns EX, so we're going to get a couple cards off the mulligan here. 2 to be exact, which is fun. Wow, double Metang, that's so hype. And our main issue at play here is the fact that we won't be able to, like, Pumbling Payback, which is sad. Like, that would be really cool to have. But it doesn't really shut off our deck in any, like, meaningful way, because we're going to have the ability to just go Metang over and over. Like, replace any energies that get knocked off, and we're still going to be able to, like, attack pretty consistently. And we do live any individual, like, 1 attack from them. It's a 2-hit KO in their regard anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So we're not, like, really worried about Iron Thorns. There's an Arven. They could attempt to go for, like... Okay, they don't. I was going to say, they could attempt to go for a Crushing Hammer just to knock off, like, the 1 energy, but I think they know that's, like, relatively pointless. Booster Energy Capsule so they can retreat. Another Booster Energy Capsule. And they're going to pass their turn. So we can go Metang here. Drop another Metang. Go full Metal Lab. And then we'll Metal Maker here just to see if we can get 1 each. Because we can start getting some sort of attacks off. Actually, I'm going to research first. Help give myself a little bit of a better chance because I can Buddy Poffin, pull another Beldum and Bidoof out of the deck. Just help thin a little bit more, try to get 2 hits off this Metal Maker. Unfortunately, we get none. That does kind of suck. Throw 1 more energy onto the Earthworm and pass. That's a little sad. Obviously, we know in hindsight, because we drew into the energy, that on the Metang we would have gotten the 1 we needed, and then after the research would have got 1 more, been able to place it. But, like, you can never guarantee that kind of stuff. But it also looks like our opponent isn't going to get the double colorless energy on this turn. So we're in this exact same situation regardless of what kind of happens here. They get to reshuffle, draw themselves 4. They do go Crushing Hammer, but again, that's not really important to us because of the fact that we have 1 in hand and there's no way we miss both Metangs. We probably won't even go Iono here if they're just stuck on 3. Like, if they're just stuck on 3, like, cards, there's probably no reason to. So we'll drop the energy. Go Metal Maker. We get 2 energy. We'll go Metal Maker again. And the main thing here is we don't actually need to stack energy onto the Orthworms. We just need to just play enough that we can get our attacks off. Because of the fact that our abilities are turned off regardless. So it will make no difference whether we have 4 energy or like 20. But we are able to just kind of get powered up, and we'll ignore any time they like do anything. So we know that 2 energies and an Iron Thorns is what's in their deck, or sorry, in their hand. So these are 2 energies. They do get themselves a Lacy for next turn. Or actually, sorry, they picked up the one with no energy. So we don't know exactly what's in the rest of their hand. We can play this down. We're not going to go Metal Maker anymore. Mostly for right now because of the fact that it won't make a difference for us. Like, we have nothing that the energy should go on to, and we really just are waiting for them to get a knockout, so that way we can have bench space for Zamazenta. They can't one-shot us at any point. They do get to go Lacy, draw themselves a new 4. Again, there's a Crushing Hammer. We don't really care. Honestly, we could just use Night Stretcher. But they missed that anyway. They Energy Lotto. They do find a double colorless. Meaning they're going to take they're going to do even less damage. So they can attack into us, it'll do 120 and then reduce that, so it's going to do like 90. 110. Really? 30 less, 20. What is this supposed to, I guess I was wrong. They're stuck on 2 energy or 2 cards in hand. We're going to be able to knock out this, grab 2 prizes. There's another Metang as well as an energy. We'll be able to Ultra Ball to get the Zamazenta. There's 1 energy. After they attack us, though, they're not going to have anything to really work with. Unless they play a supporter here, which they do not. Ah, right. I forgot to account for the Future Booster Energy Capsule. That was offsetting the damage of the double turbo. But yeah, so we live another attack there. Thanks to our Stadium. We'll throw the Bravery Charm down. We'll throw the Metang down. We can hold off on playing the energy because, again, we want to go Zamazenta on our following turn. We can go Rock Tomb here again, just placing enough damage that on our next turn we will knock it out. And so, like, against Iron Thorns is actually a really great matchup for us because we're in a position where it's really hard for them to KO us. Like, they're not really going to be able to knock us out efficiently. And we have so much energy and acceleration for our energy that they can't turn off that we don't really care if they use a Crushing Hammer on us. The only thing that's obviously annoying is the fact that we don't get our ability, like we don't get the clapback damage. But as a whole, that like doesn't really matter. So we'll go Ultra Ball here, get rid of our 2 Buddy Poffin, grab ourselves the Zamazenta, place that down, place the energy. We can hold on to the boss's orders for future turns. We can go Metal Maker here. We'll be able to do it 3 times, so the chances that our Zom isn't powered up is pretty low, but we're actually missing like crazy. Alright, there we go. That makes up for it. So we'll be able to play 2 energy onto the Zamazenta. We can Rock Tomb onto the Iron Thorns, knocking that out. Taking 2 prizes. We get another Bravery Charm, so we can throw that onto the Zamazenta. And the game is over, because there's really nothing they can do to stop us at this point. because they can go, like, they can make another Iron Thorns, they can attack into us, it's not going to do, like, any real damage. Like, they can't even two-shot us with the Bravery Charm on. We'll be able to attack into them, even if they do get past the Orthworm. By Lost Vacuuming off the Bravery Charm, two-hitting us, we just bring in Zamazenta after and finalize the KO. Wait, why? Yeah, it's a two-hit regardless. So we'll throw the Bravery Charm down. And from here, we will Rock Tomb just to get enough damage that this is going to be KO'd. And even if they attempt to, like, bring in a new Iron Thorns, retreat, kind of stall the game out, doesn't really matter because we still have Boss's Orders at our disposal to pull it back up. Because, again, Boss's Orders is just kind of a broken card. I feel like it's, like, Boss's Orders shouldn't be in the game. Because it's just, like, too powerful of an effect. And, like, yes, can you only do it once a turn? Is it your supporter for the turn, so it's like stopping you from being able to draw and other things? Like, all of that is true. But I think it's just like too strong of an effect. So even if they go for the Crushing Hammer on the Zamazenta, we do have Night Stretcher to just pick it back up. But again, we have a whole bunch of Metangs, so that's never really going to be an issue for us. Play another Canceling Cologne. Ew, and we lived. We literally lived because they put another double turbo down. Well, we'll finish that off. Didn't even need the Zom. That's gonna be game number 3. It's nice beating Iron Thorns like that, just being able to just kind of leisure our way through them because our deck doesn't really get affected by it. But yeah, that's gonna be game number 3, and I hope you guys liked it. I think Orthworm is a lot of fun and just kind of like a dumb card to play. I love his dumb little face, and I love the fact that he's an Alaskan bullworm. I've been waiting to make that SpongeBob reference. But yeah. But yeah, that's going to be game number 3, guys. I hope you had fun. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. Be sure to check out the list in the description as well as the community Discord. And also, if you're interested, you know, like I said, like, comment, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. And I want to give a special shout out again to the channel members. Thank you guys so much for that support. And I will see you guys all in the next video. Peace.